Hi everyone! So for my book talk, I'm going to be discussing two pretty interesting graphic novels that I came across recently. I like magical girl anime and manga, so I decided to check out the Sailor Moon graphic novels, the US version by Takuchi. The genre has been my favorite for a while. I love fantasy, I love magical transformations, and I love the idea of a special magical girl alter ego. So Sailor Moon is right up my alley, and it's one of the OG magical girl series that we've all known and loved, and it's very nostalgic. I grew up reading it and watching it, but it's been almost a decade since I've read it recently, so I wanted a refresh. Sailor Moon 1 is by Naoko Takuchi, and it is the first in the series. So the novel was released in 2011. It isn't the original, as the original was released in Japan in 1992. So this version is kind of based on those reprints, and it's a pretty common practice in the industry. So this version is the English translation, but it has translation notes in the back. The story essentially tells the classic story of Usagi, who starts out as a regular schoolgirl and for all intents and purposes, but kind of changes her life when she decides to adopt a random stray cat who ends up being identified as Luna. So she realizes the cat is magical, it can talk to her, and it comes to tell her that she has a pretty important destiny. So she's a Sailor Scout, specifically Sailor Moon. She's not from this time, and she's been sent from the future to protect the galaxy. She ends up introducing her to the Sailor Scouts, and the Sailor Scouts embark on a huge crusade and quest and series of battles to save the world from the Negaverse, which is basically an evil universe that is across from Earth. This is the first time we get to see her iconic phrase, "In the name of the sun and the moon, I'll punish you." So if you've ever been into anime, manga, if you grew up in the 90s or 2000s, or you just generally enjoy nostalgic things, this title is perfect for you. So the next book I read is a little different. The vibe is a little bit different. It's called Sheets, and it's by Thumbler. Have you ever felt lost or out of sorts, or do you like the supernatural? This novel might be for you. It's about a young girl going through some pretty hard times. So her name is Marjorie Glatt, and she feels like a ghost in every way but physical. So she manages her family's laundromat by herself. Her mom has recently died, and her father is having a pretty hard time because his wife is recently passed, and he doesn't really know how to go on. So she and her dad kind of just pass like two ships of the night, and she's trying to get through her childhood the best she can. She feels pretty alone. Things are pretty sad until she meets a young ghost boy whose name is Wendell. Wendell has died and has pretty much decided the afterlife really isn't for him. So he's up to cause mischief and make trouble to entertain himself. They're essentially united through their negative experiences and the sadness in their life. This novel is really interesting and awesome for anyone who might feel a little alone, maybe have depression, or maybe have had some negative things happen lately. It's a really interesting book to pick up, as the subject matter is pretty deep, but the art is absolutely beautiful. The entire novel has this pink and blue, almost like visco style. It looks like candy floss. Frankly, I'm obsessed with it, and I think they're amazing. I really hope you check out the books, and I hope that you love them as much as I did. And I can't wait to give you more recommendations.